All right, today we are going to paint our values on our texture waves. We're going to use dark value for the bottom of the ocean, and then as we get to the top of the ocean where the boat is, we're going to use lighter values. By adding more water to your watercolor, you create a lighter value of that color. So I'm going to start with my blue, and sometimes the paint tray doesn't look like they have color in it, but you kind of have to mix some water in there to get the last few drops of that color. And then you're going to start wherever your darkest layer is. You don't have to necessarily stay inside the waves that you drew originally. And I want that to be much darker eventually, but I'm just going to kind of spread that color out. And then as I'm going to get more of that paint. And if I paint over it with more of that paint, I will get a darker value. And as I go up, if I use more of the water, I will get a lighter value. I'm also going to be adding different colors to my painting. So you can see just there how I have a darker value of blue at the bottom. I'm going to add more paint to that. And then as I go up, it gets a little bit lighter. I'm also going to add some purple. The purple is a little bit darker than the blue, and that'll make it a little bit of a darker value. And if you want to, you can even add green. That purple makes it a little bit of a darker value already. So you can kind of see I'm blending it in, and as I go up, I'm going to continue to blend it all the way to the top by getting some water and my paint mixture even. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. All right, so I've continued to kind of work my way through. I added a little bit of green to the bottom here to make this a little bit even darker down here at the bottom, and a little bit more of that purple. And you can see that's gotten to be a nice dark value down there. And then if I just want to blend it and I don't want it to be darker, I'm just going to use that water to kind of blend those colors in. And I wanted to show you here when I get to the top, I'm mostly just using water. I'm going to kind of move this down a little bit. And I'm going to go right over, oops, I used the purple instead. I don't want to get too much water on there. So I'm just going to go right over my sailboat that I colored in with crayon. I colored it in a bright red so it would stand out. You can use any kind of warm color. Maybe you want your sailboat to be yellow. All right, so now my sky is a very, very, very light value. The bottom of my ocean is a very dark value. Again, I added a little bit of green to kind of that darkest part of my ocean to make it really nice and dark. And just using your eyes to kind of blend in those colors so it fades into itself, using the water to kind of thin out the color, and that looks pretty cool. Now I think I'm going to use a little bit of this purple just in my sail of my boat. And I didn't let that dry enough, so it's kind of spreading, but that's okay. All right, and then when you're finished, make sure you raise your hand and I will come put it in the drying rack for you.